Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be reading Tacky the Penguin by Helen Lester, illustrated by Lynn Munsinger. There once lived a penguin. His home was a nice icy land he shared with his companions. What do we think the word companions means? Right, friends. So a synonym for the word companions could be friends. So Tacky lives on this nice icy land with all of his friends. His companions were named Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect. His name was Tacky, and Tacky was an odd bird. So looking at this picture, we can already see that there's some differences between Tacky and his friends, right? Every day, Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect greeted each other quietly and politely. Tacky greeted them with a hearty slap on the back and a loud, "What's happening?" Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect always marched. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Tacky always marched 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6, 0, 2.5, 0. His companions were graceful divers. Tacky liked to do splashy cannonballs. Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect always sang pretty songs like Sunrise on the Iceberg. Tacky always sang songs like How Many Toes Does a Fish Have? Tacky was an odd bird. Look at the faces that his friends are making. How do they feel about Tacky? How do his friends feel about him? Right, they think he's weird or they think he's odd. They don't really like him and they don't really like the way that he does things. One day, the penguins heard the thump, thump, thump of feet in the distance. This could only mean one thing: hunters had come. And by the looks on their faces, they looked pretty scared of these hunters. They came with maps and traps and rocks and locks, and they were rough and tough. As the thump, thump, thump drew closer, the penguins could hear the growly voices chanting, "We're gonna catch some pretty penguins and we'll march 'em with a switch. We'll sell 'em for $1 and get rich, rich, rich." Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect ran away in a fright. They hid behind a block of ice. Who do you notice didn't go and hide? Right, Tacky. What do you think Tacky's gonna do? Tacky stood alone. The hunters marched right up to him, chanting, "We're going to catch some pretty penguins and we'll march 'em with the switch. We'll sell 'em for $1 and get rich, rich, rich." "What's happening?" blared Tacky, giving one hunter a hearty, an especially hearty slap on the back. They growled, "We're hunting for penguins. That's what's happening." "Penguins," said Tacky. "You mean those birds that march so neatly in a row?" So Tacky marched 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 6, 0, 2.5, 0. The hunters looked puzzled. "You mean those birds that dive so gracefully?" Tacky asked, and he did a splashy cannonball. The hunters looked wet. "What is Tacky doing here? What do you think he's doing?" "You mean those birds that sing such pretty songs?" Tacky began to sing, and from behind the block of ice came the voices of his companions, all singing as loudly and as dreadfully as they could. "How many toes does a fish have and how many wings on a cow? I wonder, yup, I wonder." The hunters could not stand the horrible singing. This could not be the land of the pretty penguins. They ran away with their hands clasped tightly over their ears, leaving behind their maps and traps and rocks and locks, and not looking at all rough and tough. Goodly, Lovely, Angel, Neatly, and Perfect hugged Tacky. Tacky was an odd bird, but a very nice bird to have around. So I want you to think about two things after reading this. One, what lesson did our penguins learn in this book? And two, how did my author and illustrator work together to make this book funny? So how did they work together to make this book funny? And what did our penguins learn in the story?